Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video, guys. So today we're back with a brand new video of teaching you guys how to play Grim today in this episode. You guys loved the last episode about how to play Smoke. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to play Grim now in today's episode. The reason why I picked Grim for my video today, because I feel like Grim is probably one of the most balanced players in Siege at the moment. There's of course other ones, but I feel like Grim is so good and so strong that a lot of people don't know how to play him exactly. Grim is from Singapore, and at 18 years old, he was in the national service and then later on went into the NDU. And this means he was in a Singaporean Elite Naval Special Forces formation. He was a prime candidate for the FMS. FMS stands for Frogman School. And then he completed FMS training and then he was into the clearance diving group, which is CDG. He was also part of the Naval Explosive Ordnance Disposal Unit, also known as EOD. He also attended the SAF Military Intelligence Institute School of Army Reconnaissance, if that's how you say it. Basically, he was the eyes and the ears of the SAF. And after the SAF, Callie, the sniper from the game, she recruited him as an agent of the Nighthaven company. So guys, I'm going to teach you how to play as Grim, what to do as Grim, and how does Grim impact the game. So now, let's get into the part of the video now where I'm going to tell you how you can play Grim in different scenarios and different ways. But before that, I'm going to tell you the exact loadout that you should be running and what I'm running as well. So if you don't know who Grim is, or maybe your first time playing Grim, Grim is on the bottom left hand of your screen, and Grim is a 3 speed and 1 health operator. And Grim's main ability, which is probably one of the best abilities in the game, that for generally one of the best, is the K1 Hive Launcher, also known as, we call it the Bees. And first loadout, you have two options for primary weapon. You have the Commando, and you also have a shotgun. Now, let me tell you this. If you want the shotgun, there's something wrong with you. If I'm just being honest. I am just being honest. But if that's what you go for, that's your style. That's your style. But I always pick the Commando, and you can run a holographic ACOG, whatever you like. Run a composite, a flash hider, of course. Vertical grip, and then whatever you want to do here. And then he has a bailiff or a normal pistol. And I'll show you guys why I always run a bailiff, because I feel like bailiff is a very, very good thing to have on Grim. And for his gadget, it's optional. You can go with a claymore, you can go with a harbor breach, or you can go with EMP grenades. So when it comes to how to play as Grim, it's pretty straightforward, guys. To play as Grim, guys, you have to help your team as much as you can with your bees. And the reason why the bees are so good, because it tells the enemy's location, and it helps your team a lot to know where the enemies are. And guys, also to let you know, guys, Grim is one of the highest played operators in Pro League at the moment, so that means a lot. Okay, I fucked up. So, guys, when it comes to playing Grim, guys, Grim is pretty straightforward to play. The number one thing you should be doing is helping your team whenever they're pushing a site. So, he has a beast, and if you're pushing, for example, say clubhouse in basement, you should be pushing with your team to try and make a play for your team when you're trying to plan for a spot. That's what you're looking for. So if let's say, for example, you're up in the hatch basement and kitchen, and they're going for a default plant, you should be upstairs. You should place some bees in a common rotate hole and around the bomb, so that every time you see an enemy running by and he gets detected, you should be shooting him or your teammate. So when I say Grim is to help your team, but also in terms of ranked, competitive, and even Pro League, his main job is to execute the round. One way you might execute, let's go back to when you're planting a bomb, his job is to make the job easier to plant the bomb. So putting the bees everywhere, to the rotates, to wherever they can enter, from the rotate holes to the doors, windows, that's his job. Fun fact, guys, Grim is one of the highest played operators in Pro League at the moment. So that means that a lot of pro players use Grim. So that means that Grim is the main guy for each Pro League team. And the reason why is because he is good. He's very good on what he can do with a team. Even if it's a 3v2, you can still win the round with Grim. That's what I'm trying to say. So guys, I'm going to show you like prime example of what to do as Grim, or how to play as Grim, sorry. So I was talking about what I was talking about earlier, about Clubhouse. So, for example, let's take this for example. If your team is going to plant for a spot, you're going to plant, and you're going for execute, it could be a 3v3, 4v3, 5v5, whatever it is. Common plan spot will be on ping 1, behind the bomb, or also on ping 1 here also. Depends how the situation is, of course. Now, Grim's job is this. Let me tell you, you whip out your gadget. This is what you're doing. That's literally all you're doing. You're just blocking these off areas. So then, if you say, for example, bandit wants to come in and try rush, you can shoot him right there underneath because he gets detected straight away. And also for here, and literally here. That's literally one example of Grim, and that's why he's so good executing. Of course. Now, of course. And then you can also add, for example, if your teammate is literally right here waiting for the execute to go through. So, for example, let's say your Grim's upstairs, and let's say Hibana's planting the bomb, and let's say, for example, Ash is watching the hallway. You watch your Ash at the moment. You're literally Ash right now, and you're waiting for your opportunity to rise. And then once the Grim goes, you know the execute's gonna happen. So, let's say, for example, I place my Grim there from a hatch, and someone runs in. Your Ash all literally doing is this. You're just killing your opponent. And that helps you. That goes down to a 3-3, let's say, for example. So that's one of the examples that I want to show you guys on how to execute as Grim. Also, at the same time, there could be different scenarios. For example, you could maybe go for a push in Memorial, sorry, if you want to call it Memorial, and you're going for a plant spot on Church, which default plant will be usually this, or or even behind this as well. It will be very difficult, but at the same time, you could pop your Grims. Let's say one here. One on the blue rotate, which they will have. Let me just quickly make it. They have a rotate here, for example. This only takes you 2. So for example, boom and boom. That's it. And for example, you can have a teammate watching the hallway here. And at the same time, you can have a teammate, which usually they have a rotate literally right here, and 2 reinforced walls, and they can watch either one of the angles. I would say the best case scenario for this person here, is to watch the blue rotate, and for your other teammate to watch the door here. Plus also, if you have a teammate that's alive, you can watch the hallway here. Pretty simple. Now guys, we're going to get into how to play Grim, and I did show a previous example just because I want to show you guys about what I was talking about and what to do as Grim. But before I continue guys and continue the rest of the video, I also guys, I know a lot of people are slow queuing at just people. I slow queue myself sometimes. I know it's very difficult to have teammates to communicate or stuff like that there, but also Grim is a great character to play as a solo queuer because A, you're helping your teammates no matter what with your Grims, and B, you're helping yourself with information that you have if they're not joining for you. So yeah, so please don't, and if you are playing as a team, great, please use the strats I'm talking about on how to play Grim into your, catalog. So please use them if you can. Now, I'm going to use 2 examples on Chalet for you guys for how to play as Grim. So first of all, Grim is a good at executing, like I said. So, one thing I'll say is if you guys are, let's say, pushing basement, and you're going to breach this wall with either Thermite, Ace, Hibana, or even yourself. So I brought out my heart breach charges, just to show you guys for example. And I'll just breach these 2 walls. And let's say I am Grim. Let's say it's a 2v2. We're going to picture as 2v2. Actually, no, picture as 3v2, sorry. It will look better. So you have 3 teammates, including yourself, so 3 people. And you have 2 enemy position. For example, if you know that this is clear, this room right, well not room, but like, this is clear that you can jump in, because he can swing, and he does see you, If you know this is clear, or you have your teammate even watching that with a cross angle like this, you can hop in here. And I know it's pretty difficult, but what I would suggest, if one of your teammates was watching this angle here, and your other teammate watching this angle here, it's pretty, because if you're watching this angle like this, or wherever you want to watch it, well, let me just quickly do this. Or if you're watching like this, for example, there's a Thermite breach, let's say now. If you're watching like this, then you're watching your teammate over here that's watching the crossfire here. That's what I'm trying to say. And if someone tries to swing here, they have to come all around over here to swing that teammate, which kills. And if someone tries to swing your teammate over here, this teammate right here that's watching your blue door, then you have a teammate that's watching your cross angle, let's say. Now, if you're Grim and you're pushing this side, what I'll suggest you guys is this. The reason why he's so good at executing is because if you place your Grims here, pop one here, and you pop one right here, and you also, I'll pop one even here as well, just for a sec. I suck at this game. You should go for a plant right here, and you plant literally right here. And that's your round pretty much run. That's what I mean. Grim is so good at executing for rounds. He's a must-pick operator if you guys are even solo queuing, or duo queuing, trio queuing, or 5-stack. If you're 5-stack, please include Grim into your stack. So that's another way you can push this side, of course. Now, the only thing why Grim is so great is because of bailiff. The reason why Grim is so great is because Grim is a bailiff also, which means he can make vertical holes. So that gives you another advantage point upstairs. If you destroy holes here, literally, no line. If you destroy holes here, you can place the Grim right there. You can't really place the Grim there. That's a problem. That's a great problem, I must say. But I'm trying to show you an example. And you can place the Grim right here. Then I missed again. But basically, the Grim will go here while I aimed. It will cover the rotate hole, and it will kind of partially cover this area here as well. So that helps you get the default planter right here. You plan right here. You have a Grim right here, and you also should have a teammate hopefully watching your backside. But that's if you're in a favorable position. And guys, for our last example of today, guys, it's going to be on bank basement push. This is a pretty common push, especially for teams in Pro League and stuff like that there. So basically, let's say for example, these walls were reinforced. Let's say for example, if you're Grim, you have heart breaching charges, or someone else might have heart breaching charges. So you deploy your heart breach charges here, for example. So anyone, close out the Grim. Boom, you make a hole right here. You can walk through, and you can total plant like this, literally like this. And your backside will be covered from this rotate, and your back should be covered from that. Now, the best thing about this is this. I'm gonna make common rotate holes that I make on the ranked or Pro League, whatever. There you go. It's like Grim can literally do this. You can place one here. You can place one literally. I think if you just get no, sorry, never mind. Literally like that. It don't be perfect. I just don't like that there. And even one doesn't really matter. I think that's really enough anyway. Because you can always, of course, if you really want, you can just do this. You can just place a heart breach charge like that, and then you can just pretty much swing like this, and then swing like this, and then he plants a bomb, and you can play post plant, and that's it. Guys, like I said, Grim is simple. It's not that hard to play Grim. The only problem with Grim is that the coordination has to be top level from your teammates, from your solo queue teammates. If the miscommunication goes wrong, then of course the round might not work out your way. You can still win it, but it might not work out your way. And now I want to show you guys pictures like last episode. I didn't forget about pictures. I'm gonna show you guys 3 pictures. I will show you guys what is the best play for Grim, where to place your Grims, and what is a perfect plan to execute. So guys, as you can see on the screenshot that I show you guys, you got 10 seconds each, like always. Now, I was saying where to plant and the Grim spot you should be using. Now, if you have chosen C, which is this planting spot, and you put Grims here and here and here, well, it covers 2 doors, but here and here, you are correct. Always better to plant it right here, because you have cover from that door right here. And your Grim spots will automatically always do your job, pretty much. And covers, you can rotate this and that. If you're saying plant here, It's not a great spot if you have smokes. It's very good to have maybe at the same time, but if they have a warden and nitro cell, it could be bad, because they can just yeet one over at the same time, but you never know. And also if you want to plant here, again, very not great spot also because you get shot from that door there, or you can get swung from the breach, but if you have teammates covering you, you should be fine. You can always, you know, put your grims here and here, like always. It's always the 2 doors anyway. And but the reason why this is the better spot is because your back is covered and then you won't get shot from the right hand side. So yeah. Now I also forgot to mention, guys, if it's like a vertical upstairs that they have also angles, be careful with that also. Grim can't really help with that much anyway, but I'll let you guys know that just in case if someone says in the comments, what happens if a vertical play, what happens if this and that. That's just situational. I'm just doing basic things. So yeah. So now the main question is, how does Grim impact the game? Well, the way Grim impacts the game is mainly the most number one thing is the executes he can do in a round. So basically that he can help your team plant the bomb so easily that you can get free kills, free information from just one Grim even. So that's why he's so good in this game, and that's why I play him quite a bit as well myself with my trio stack, 4 stack, whatever how many we have, and why we win most of the rounds anyway. As you can see, guys, I moved from console to PC, so that's why it's a different setting or a different video. If you like this style of video, please let me know down in the comments. Yeah, but guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you guys want any more of these videos, please let me know down in the comments. And if you want another defender video, please let me know down in the comments, or attacker, let me know down in the comments. And I want to thank you guys for watching this video, and guys, if you have not seen my previous video about how to play smoke, please look at it right now. It should be on the screen somewhere anyway. So yeah, but guys, have a lovely day, take care, I'll see you guys next episode. Goodbye.